So, I recorded a podcast yesterday and I had all of my stuff just everywhere on my desk, and I started to clean it up before recording and then was like, what am I doing? I can actually have nice audio for the intro. Don't get used to it. I'm actually buying a new microphone for my camera, so that way hopefully I can get at least semi-decent audio for just when I'm talking and I won't have to do this the whole time. Just, I guess look forward to that. Anyway, hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another short story. We're working on short story number 3 for the year. For those who are new around here, first off, hi, I'm Vivian. I'm a researcher and a writer. I am primarily a nonfiction writer. However, I've been dabbling in the fiction space, and part of that dabbling has been that this year I've been writing a few short stories. I don't have a lot of time for spending effort and time and energy on short stories, so I'm only doing one every quarter because I get a couple of days, to work on it throughout the year. So I think I can manage to do that. So far, I have been successful at it to varying degrees. I'm thinking maybe next year I might spend some time actually going back and editing them and getting them a little bit cleaner, because I'm basically just getting things workable. This is kind of all I'm doing. But it has been a super fun experience, and one of the things that I've been trying to do is writing very different styled short stories. So my first one was a kind of horror, speculative fiction type short story that was based on a house that I really love here in Salisbury. It's like an estate, I guess, more than a house, that I just kind of became obsessed with, and the story follows somebody who also becomes obsessed with the house. And then my second one was kind of a slice of life fantasy about a magic tea shop. So we're starting our third one today. So I thought I would tell you a little bit about the idea that I have, and then we'll start in on writing it. So, the idea. For this one, I have an inspiration for a particular structure of the story. I know how I want it to look. So basically, what I want from the short story is I want it to look like a nonfiction piece. I don't know if that's my nonfiction obsessed side speaking out. My nonfiction writer's what if we do it like a nonfiction piece? But I do honestly think that it would be really fun. And I also thought it might be fun if the footnotes that I do, some of them are obviously made up, but some of them being real. I think that would be fun. Is that? I think that would be fun. So anyway, that's all I got. That is literally all I have in terms of story idea. I don't have a plot. I don't have an idea. I don't know how I'm going to do this. But I know that that's what I want to do, and I think it would be really fun. The first short story that I wrote for this year was about 5,000 words. The second one was, I think, 3,000. I think I want to aim for 2,000 words, 2,000, 2,500 being my hard limit, 2,000 being a nice limit. And that's kind of what I want to aim for this one, purely because I think it would work better in a shorter space. The longer you get with it, the less nonfiction-y it'll feel, and I want it to have a genuine feeling of a nonfiction piece. And I think that would be really fun. So anyway, let's do it. So today we're going to be starting it on it. We're probably going to be at least figuring out the logistics of what the plot is going to be and how I'm going to do it. Because let's be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing. Don't know what I'm doing. Also, just a quick note, it is really hot today, and it's going to be continuously getting hot, and I am doing my best, but I hate the heat. And yes, I grew up in Florida. This heat is different, and I hate it, and I don't have air conditioning, and I also left Florida. I don't live in Florida anymore, so I don't want it hot anymore. I have escaped the heat. I don't want it near me. So I hate summer. I really do hate summer. I find it really hard to work and focus when it's sunny and hot. I think I have like the opposite of seasonal depression because I always feel like my depression and my anxiety gets way worse in summer than it does in winter. For some reason in winter, I feel cozy, I feel safe, I feel secure, I feel good, I feel happy. But then in summer, I'm miserable. I'm just miserable. So we're gonna do our best today. I'm probably gonna make myself an iced coffee, and then we're going to get started on some brainstorming and thinking up some stuff. I think I'm gonna do it all on paper, at least at the beginning, just because I think better on paper. So I'm gonna get my notebook, I'm gonna clear my desk a little bit, I'm gonna get an iced coffee, and then we're going to start in on this short story. All right, I'll stop talking now. Okay. Hopefully that's fine. Okay, it's been about half an hour, a little over, but roughly. And I have a whole lot of thoughts and notes, and it's basically me just trying to work out some stuff. If I'm going to be doing this, I think there's basically two different approaches that I could take. The first is by going with my own comfort zone of writing it from the perspective as if it is a study of myth or ethnography or anthropology, which is my specialization. That's a lot more familiar to me. I kind of know a little bit about what I'm doing, but I'm also wondering if that'll make it too difficult to fudge with. The other option is to go with a more like biography, history kind of route. So almost like a study of a particular event. If I were to go the kind of myth
anthropology ethnography route. I think there's a part of me that thinks that would be nice also because it would be easier to do it kind of connecting it to fantasy or speculative fiction or, you know, those kinds of genres that I'm already used to writing and reading a lot about. The very typical twist, especially if I'm bringing in speculative fiction and fantasy, would be that the myth is real. Tend to both like and not like this trope when people play with mythology in fiction spaces. And I should say, with a caveat, that I did write a novel that was an urban fantasy, so it was using a lot of mythology and mythological figures. I think, though, there is a difference between using something with the twist of it being real and also acknowledging that it's just has always been. I think those are two different things. I also think sometimes approaching myth as real discounts a lot of the realities that myth actually does hold. This is, again, speaking as an anthropologist. The other thing is that it often ends up leaning into only one or two, at most, interpretations of that myth. I know this is a really long-winded way of saying that I don't know if I want to do something like that, but I think it's, even though it's only like a really short story and it is kind of fun and those things can be fun, I think that it carries with it a lot of other assumptions about the way that storytelling works that I, as somebody who studies it, really disagree. And this is why I don't know whether just going with the history, telling a story about an event route is actually more beneficial for this than something else, because I don't feel that attached to it. That's what I'm thinking about. I thought I would take a break and tell you what I was thinking about. Okay, I think I need to think about this. I need to think about this. It's too hot. Oh, it's too hot. I don't like it. Okay. Okay. All right. How are you? Are you in a good spot? All right. We have made progress. I think I know what I want the story to be. So what I'm thinking is that it's going to be kind of like a history study, right? It's going to be based on this kind of small group where something strange happened. I'm thinking kind of Southern Gothic, potentially religious questions kind of vibe. New religious movements, as we would say in religious studies, but some kind of like small religious group, Southern Gothic style. I'm thinking basing it in Florida. Can you tell that I'm sweating and hate the summer? I'm already basing a story in Florida, but I think it would be like a good setting for it because it's kind of south, but kind of not. It's kind of a weird environment. There's also the St. Johns River runs through quite a lot of Florida, particularly up by Jacksonville, which is where I'm thinking about, like outside of Jacksonville, basing this. The St. Johns River also flows north, and so I thought it would be interesting to maybe have that be something. I don't know. So that's what I'm thinking. And then I'm thinking that what maybe is going to have be the basis of this is that something happened. It's documented somewhere, either in another study, maybe in a documentary, something like that. It was a big news story. I don't know. Something happened in this group. And this historian is coming in order to study it from the perspective of the people, of kind of what happened, and it ends up being really complicated. And you get these different perspectives on the story, both of the event itself as well as in the way that the story is being told. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to decide if the event is going to have a kind of ritual side of it. So the story that kind of led to the ritual is having different perspectives. The story that is being told about what happened has different perspectives. The actual event, I'm still trying to figure out. There's a part of me that doesn't want it to involve a person per se. Like, I don't want it to be like some girl goes missing or something like that, because I think having something kind of sinister feeling at the center of it could take away what I'm wanting to explore with it. So I'm thinking about doing something that feels kind of semi-normal, but also is kind of strange and magical at the same time. So for example, if a hurricane came through and their kind of camp, their area, their little village, however you want to describe it, their little allotment is untouched. Like, they were perfectly fine. There was no damage, no nothing, and maybe everything around them was like flooded and everything, and there's no reasonable explanation for why they wouldn't have been flooded or why they wouldn't have been touched by this whole thing. I'm thinking something like that might be nice because, again, it removes the sinister element while still having a questionable mystery involved. But I don't know why the historian would be there. Anyway, I have, therefore, I've got a setting and I've got a rough idea of story. I think there's just like a couple of things that need tweaking of it, of like what exactly it is and what is all connected to that. And then I can have a couple of characters. I think there's only going to be a handful because it's already really short. So I think I'm going to go a little longer because I was going to work on incidental mythology this afternoon. So I am only going to do a little longer. So let's go. I'm not hungry yet. So I think we go for another bit of time. I would say about half an hour to an hour. I think 1 o'clock is my heart out because I definitely need to eat something, and then go into working on incidental mythology, which you will not be coming with me for. I think we put a lot of this writing work into a Milanote kind of brainstorm board, especially now that I have at least something to work with, and from there maybe I can start narrowing down a little bit of the ideas. So let's do that. What's the word? What's the word for like a co-op, but like of people? What's the word? Oh my god. Co-op? Like a farm in the middle of nowhere that everyone works on. What? Oh my god, what is that word? Commune is the word. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Commune is the word I'm looking for. All right. Look at where I came from. and now I live where there's a really nice old cathedral. Oh, life is weird, ain't it? I'm not sure how annoying the fan is, but I'll turn it off anyway. Alright. So it is 12:30, so I was at that for about 20-30 minutes-ish. I mostly just moved over all the notes, cleaning up, like basically not carrying over any of my question marks and my figuring things out, just the finished ideas. I still need to figure out the exact something, the exact event. I really like the idea of the hurricane. I think that allows for something to not be overtly dark, but there still can be those elements to it, on top of the fact that I think it'll be nice to have an eerie feeling. I think storms, particularly hurricanes, always have this really weird eerie feeling to them in the lead up and the aftermath. I don't know how many of you have been like the morning after a hurricane passes always feels very odd. So I kind of want to carry that sentiment over, that kind of eeriness of storms, I think would be really fun. So I'm gonna do something with that. I just need to really work it out specifically and make it a lot more overtly eerie, something that's very clearly strange and odd. So I want to do that. But I think other than that, that's pretty, I think the exact details are gonna all fall into place as soon as I get that event. I think that's it for today. So I was able to work on this for just a couple of hours, but I need to work on incidental mythology now, which I will do off camera. But thanks for being with me, and we're starting off on another short story adventure. I've been really enjoying doing these. I hope that you've been enjoying watching them. I particularly enjoy hearing about people also trying out some fiction again. I know a couple of you guys have said that you're doing that too. That's always really fun. And yeah, tell me what you're working on, because I always like to hear, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!